Hello everybody, I am JayLeonardJ, and today we are checking out the Black Mountain Asteroid pick. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about picks, and we got a pretty cool one on the bench today. This is the Black Mountain pick, and if you're the kind of person that has a lot of different kind of picks, you have one for your strumming, one for your jazz lead stuff, and maybe just one for your all-purpose kind of sounds, well, this might be the one that you've been looking for, because you could easily go between 3 different picks on the fly, each one being made out of a different material and having its own unique shape and profile. They're all held together with these 3 rivets, which adds a really useful and tactile response. You really feel in control of the pick, especially when you're like doing like the ninja samurai flip here, going between the 3 sides. The rivets really help it keep on the pads of your finger as opposed to inside the sound hole of your guitar. The 3 sides, we have like a more loose nylon side. It's a 0.6 millimeter. It's nice floppy rhythm kind of thing. We have a red side, which is slightly more rounded, and it is a 1.5 acetal pick. And then the last one, the black, is an Ultem pick with a very pointed end, and that's also 1.5 millimeters. So today, we're gonna play through the different sides. I'm gonna show you, actually, there's quite a bit of a difference between all of them. And we can kind of judge together if it's actually worth having that versatility in one pick and how useful it could be for our general guitar playing. All right, so let's dig in. We're gonna start off with the blue side, which is the nylon pick, much thinner, really good for strumming. Now, I actually really like the thin picks for strumming, and there's a couple reasons why a nice thin pick is really good. One, because it's so floppy, it almost adds a sense of compression to your tone. If you notice, my strummings are very even. And even when I start giving it the goods, it doesn't sound uneven. The reason why is because there's a flex in there, so it's only gonna let itself be hit so hard before it gives out. And I think that's why rhythm players like it. It just makes everything sound more glued in together. Another thing that's nice about it is because it is floppy, you don't run the risk of overdriving your top, like hitting your strings too hard where there's just too much energy and then the top of your acoustic guitar just gives out and starts sounding not very good. So you could really give her with the rhythm playing and you're always gonna sound nice and even. Sometimes with the thicker picks, it's easy to get caught up when it's a thicker pick because it's just too stiff, but with this, it just gives and you just let the hand do the rest. Now we're gonna go to the other side. It's a red pick made from acetal. Acetal is actually the main material that I use my picks with. It's 1.5 millimeters, so it's quite thick, and it has a much different tone. Check this out, you're gonna hear a big difference. Let's start off with the blue. Red. You can hear the tone is immediately warmer and thicker, and it has more immediacy to the playing. It doesn't have that kind of click you get with the thinner pick. And the red pick is very good when you start wanting something a little bit more rich sounding, a little bit more kind of solid. Kind of plottier, but very articulate. The other one's not quite as articulate. The thinner side just more washy. So I do like it when I'm doing more precise playing, rhythm playing that has a little bit more speed and arpeggios to it. I like arpeggios on a thicker pick. Check this out. Here's the thinner side. It's actually kind of hard to get there all the time because the pick can't quite keep up with the speed. So that's when the red pick comes in. It's very, very useful because, you know, you can go red if you're wanting to do something a little bit more plotty. Nice direct kind of plop, plop, plop. You hear that? It's a lot more intense. Now you can definitely see the differences there, and you can definitely see the versatility going from that to that. Now we're gonna go to the black side, and actually, to be honest, I don't hear as much difference between the red and the black as I do with the blue and the red. This is the red. And here's the black. Red, black. So very, very similar, even though this is made out of Ultem. But what I am noticing is actually the tactile experience. So this is much more pointed, and it leads itself to more articulate playing, because where the other one's more dull, it's more of a general kind of playing kind of feel. I could actually really target things and get things precisely with the black. I feel really in control of the pick. So just more direct and more in your face, and really easy to get those notes in between notes. But then again, because of that point, it could tend to get caught up in the strings a little bit more, right? So the rounded edge is nice when I'm playing a little bit more general playing as opposed to targeted notes. And then the black. I think that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing with this pick. I find that when I want to do something very rhythmic and I want to do something very open and general sounding, just filling up the room. Just very sweet on the blue side. But then when I want to have something with a little bit more articulation, or I want something with a little bit more of a thud and directness, I'll go for the red. And then when I want to be really direct, I go for the black. And that is the Black Mountain Asteroid pick. Well, that is it. That is the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe to the page if you haven't done so already, and check out my links in the description below. If you want to hear more about my thoughts on the Asteroid pick, check it out on Patreon. That's where I do all my reviews. All the review stuff is primarily on Patreon. Everything else is here on YouTube for free. My question for the subscribers is, what kind of pick do you use on an everyday basis? Is it thick? Is it thin? What material it is? What is the profile? Write it in the comment section below. That being said, I'll see you all soon. Take care and goodbye.